is going on? How can you sit here and defend this? They are literally breaking the law, the Constitution, appropriations law, federal labor laws, and dozens of statutory laws that Congress has passed. And meanwhile, my friends across the aisle are sitting here today saying that we're hyperventilating, that we're just clutching our pearls. Are you serious? Are you that out of touch with the American people? I mean, I guess that's what happens when you elect billionaires and put billionaires in charge of the federal government. We are defending the millions of Americans who are under attack, the federal employees, the mothers, the fathers, the grandfathers being put out on leave, advocating for the people of color, the women, the members of our LGBTQ+, and yes, our trans community, who are under fire right now, under the guise of canceling DEI programs, under the guise of so-called undoing social engineering after years of progress in this country.
Mr. Chairman, would it be possible to get some therapy dogs in here for my colleagues on the other side of the aisle?
We could ask Mr. Raskin Shrink to.
I'm worried about their mental stability. You know, I think it's funny, Mr. Chairman, when I hear my colleagues on the other side of the aisle whining and complaining.
I mean, those are insults, to be clear.
Elon Musk, excuse me, this is my time, thanks. Elon Musk and, you know, how much money he donated to President Trump. Yet I don't recall the same outrage when, you know, billionaires on their side of the aisle like Mark Zuckerberg, George Soros, you know, or any of the other ones that were donating massive sums of money to their side of the aisle. Mr. Resch, I want to start with you real quick. Sir, are you aware that we're over $36 trillion in debt, Mr. Resch?
Yes, I certainly am.
Okay, so you still stand by your comments that this isn't a bloated federal workforce?
The federal workforce represents 4% of the entire budget. For every
Sir, do you know how much? Do you know what the annual deficit is every year?
Please.
It's over $2 trillion.
I understand that.
Okay, so you still stand by your comments that it's not a bloated workforce?
$2 trillion is not reflective of the workforce that is the federal employee.
Oh, it's not? We don't spend. We're not spending money on the workforce. Your entire budget, 4%. If you cut the entire workforce, 4% would be reflected. Do you know why often we use private companies and contractors in the federal government, sir? Because you can actually fire them. It's a lot easier to fire them if they're not performing. Sir, have you ever ran a large organization or a small business?
No, I have not.
I just find it interesting that we bring in a governor of one of the United States who has actually run a state to talk about all the cuts, the elimination of fraud, waste, and abuse, and how she's got her state high performing and made a bunch of changes so that they actually have a surplus. And my Democrat colleagues bring in a professor who's never run a large organization, never run a small business, and therefore has really no idea what it's like to deal with the consequences of out of control spending and inefficiencies. Does that strike anybody else in the room as odd? What about you, Mr. Schatz? Who are you going to take advice from on efficiency? Somebody who's actually run a large organization or business or maybe a state? And I'm not trying to throw shade at Dr. Resch and his profession. There's been a lot of professors in my life that have brought me a lot of value. But when we're talking about trying to add efficiencies to the largest government in the history of the world that's operating at $36 trillion national debt, $2 trillion annual deficit, Mr. Schatz, who are you gonna take counsel and advice from?
Well, I think anyone who has an idea about how to cut spending should be welcome, and that could include academics, it can include nonprofit groups, governors. So the point is to get the job done, not to keep talking about it.
That's right.